Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So, are you looking to improve your damage but haven't got to the level of master content yet? Well, I got just the thing for you. Here I will cover how you can obtain one of the best weapon sets in the game, and you can also speed up the progress with a little bit of Zen. These are the Stormforged weapons, and they perform a lot better in some situations than even the newest master content weapons, where you have to complete the new trial on its maximum difficulty. So let's cover how to get those weapons, and in particular whether you can use the new campaign buyout, the North Dark Reaches, to gain a boost to be able to get those weapons much easier. You have to complete all of the tasks right here in order to get them, which is a lot of currency. You can watch my video on how to exactly get those weapons step by step through the quests, but it is quite a long grind, especially getting the currency for those tasks to get those weapons. So potentially this buyout can cut that grind down drastically. We want to see though by how much. So the first thing you will need to do is complete your gold quests and your storyline with the North Dark Reaches campaign to get the quest done, the Plight of the Blaspheme, so you can get your Blaspheme weapons. You will start the campaign at Sergeant Knox with the Call of a King quest. Now using this buyout, which you can sell if you did buy it, unlocks you everything in the campaign except the storyline. You have to do the gold quest to complete the storyline, and again, to get the weapons you need to complete that task, but you also need currency. You're going to get this pack which is going to give you a bunch of currency, and that is what we're particularly interested in. How much is this currency going to boost your way to get Stormforged weapons? Is it going to be worth it? So again, you'll do your gold quests, get these Blaspheme weapons. We have easily enough currency for those. We just need to claim the reagents from the campaign up here. We get that with the buyout. But then we go and complete our quest, Plight of the Blaspheme, and now we can go and start the task and get these Blaspheme weapons. Claiming them. You can use them as stepping stone weapons. They're not bad, but they're nowhere near as good as the Stormforged ones. But our next task to get Stormforged is here. We have the Rite of the Worm, and we have the currency for it. We just need to follow more gold quests. This is where many of you will run into trouble. You have to complete Fungal Frenzy Major Heroic Encounter, and you will not generally be able to do it alone unless you're significantly skilled and your character is pretty good in terms of damage. I managed to do this on my rogue, not without a few deaths with certain mistakes here and mistiming dodges. It's doable. Like, I had to burn some scrolls. So we went ahead and killed the second one, and then that completes the heroic encounter, along with giving us 1 progress point in terms of collecting the toxins. So we need to do that heroic encounter. Again, we managed, but not without some struggles. And if you are doing this, I would recommend running a healer companion, not really to heal you, but to draw threat from the other worm, so he isn't spitting at you, he'll be spitting at your healer companion instead. That is it, the quest done. And you should now be able to go and get that actual toxic sack from the task. Again, it cost us 200 of those coins, which we did have from the buyout. The next one is to complete Feast on the Strong to get the corrupted fungal spore, costing us 300 of these coins. This one's fairly straightforward, as you're just beating up mini bosses, which you shouldn't have too much trouble doing. So with that quest done, we can now go and actually get that reagent. Again, 300 of that currency. We have that, that's no problem. And we have one more to obtain, which is the Essence of Power, requiring us to complete Essence Thief. And so with Essence Thief completed, we should now be able to go on to the last task, claiming this. Again, that costs 400, which we did still have enough from the campaign buyout. But we are finally onto the Stormforged weapons. We will indeed have enough currency to get it. We just need to do a bunch more questing. Again, many of you might struggle with this quest, as you have to defeat the Shadow Dragon, which is this major heroic encounter. So good luck to you, and good luck to me right now as well, especially when he eats your face off. Luckily, if you die and come back, his HP doesn't get reset, and on top of that, if he's in this enraged state, he will not bite you anymore. And so you can make use of that, well, to not die, but I guess I just did there. Couldn't get my stone of health off, unfortunately. And he's back at biting me, great. But I think we got him. We killed him, and we should be able to go down here and get our enchantment quenched in the lake. And there we go. We now have that quest done, which means we are done the storyline, which also means we can get our storm forged weapons. So yes, if you get the buyout, you indeed get enough currency to get the storm forged weapons without having to do any extra grinding. Unlike when I made this video back then, you had to do a whole load of questing and such. However, it will cost you. You can still do that grinding on the side if you're a free-to-play player, but if you're happy to pay some Zen to skip some grind, well, you can get these Stormforged weapons, which I would put in on my Mirage loadout build. Use them right here. Mirage you want to use in content that's Master, so Temple of the Spider, Exemplar's Reliquary, and Demon Web Hits. Stormforce you want to use everywhere else because of the bonus damage you gain, which is about bonus 200, which is not affected by scaling, and the damage bonuses that they provide you. So when you dodge, you gain a damage bonus of 7.5%. When you deal damage, combat advantage damage, which should be most of the time if you're flanking your enemy, you have that chance to gain an additional 10% damage. It says 5% in the tooltip, where in fact it's actually 10% damage, which makes this even better. That is why you see this comparison. However, this comparison is when you just take the damage bonuses at their peak moment. The problem is there is some downtime with the bonus of the weapons that they have the cooldown can only occur once every 30 seconds. If you are to go, let's say, on average, the new mythic weapons would only be ever so slightly better, and that is within wild space content. So they gain the 6%. Ultimately, these weapons are like one of the best that you can obtain outside of master content, like getting the perfect weapons, the weaver weapons, the solarium weapons. All require master content to obtain. Many of you are not able to get those. So the next best is Stormforged. It is the best mid-game weapon set you want to be getting, aside from Mirage if you are wanting to jump into like Temple of the Spider, the master version. On some classes that Mirage weapons are just kind of overpowered, but could very well get fixed anytime soon. The devs are aware that they are overperforming. So Stormforged is your next best thing. It's a very solid weapon set to run. Again, for damage dealers. As a healer and a tank, you'll be wanting to go with your mastered weapons in most cases. And these can be particularly cheap for your class. Just have a look. Again, tanks and healers. And you want to be having them for the benefit of the outgoing damage, the outgoing healing, and also the damage resistance. But they're pretty solid for a newer player who wants to support the team as well. If you don't think you're very effective and you just want to increase your team's effectiveness, then these are a little bit of a bonus to that. Ultimately, this campaign buyout is very useful for skipping the grind. In order to get the sheer amount, which is over 2,000 of those coins, you need to be doing a lot of playing the game. Every small quest will only give you a total of 12 of those house coins. You can do heroic encounters and get 10 of them with the small ones, 20 of them with the big ones. We can see here's a big one right there. And then like the weekly quests here will, yes, give you a total of 60. And of course the buyout is letting you skip the weekly haul grind. You'll basically be able to get to 800 points instantly, which is the requirement for the Stormforged weapon. So instead of taking 8 weeks, you can go right ahead and complete all those quests and get them on the day you get the buyout. Do not go and buy the companion gear from this store. You're much better off going to the Light of Xeraxis and getting the companion gear there instead. It's higher item level and it's cheaper in terms of the Astro Diamonds. Just get the stuff on the left. So hopefully this was somewhat insightful to you guys, just showing the value of that campaign buyout. It can really boost you forward. You don't have to do any repeatable quests or heroic farming. You'll be straight into just doing all those gold quests. Still takes a few hours, like I did it all here. And you will have to do those 2 major heroics, well, twice with the worms and then once with the shadow dragon. And you will want to get some help with those. Just go ask some guild mates, join an active guild, and I'm sure you'll find somebody willing to help jump in and help you out with that. A special thank you again to all of these channel members. You can support me for as little as €1 a month by clicking the join button down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.